Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be the beginning of a series that I kind of teased in my Q&A. I'm going to be reacting to like my teenage K-pop idol fan fiction that I wrote when I was in high school. A little backstory about my fan fiction account. I opened it up when I was about 16 years old and I kept it going till I was about 17 or 18 I think. So just like as a coincidence, if you guys had followed that account, it's actually called 3extra_Kpop fanfics or something in the past. Now it's actually called something else, so there's no way you guys like will be able to find it. And I'm low-key scared because I used to think I was a really great writer and I don't think I was. So it was a thing to use random Korean words in your fanfiction, so this is your disclaimer. If you find that cringy, then oh well, that's what my stories have and I'm gonna read it. And I haven't read any of these since I've like left that account. Right now we're gonna go on to EXO Luhan. Oh, it already starts off sad. It's been 3 months since Luhan left EXO and you were still sad that they weren't OT12 anymore. You were a hardcore EXO fan and Luhan was your bias. That was me. You totally understood why he left, but were still heartbroken. You lived in Beijing, Lu's hometown. I don't even know if that's his actual hometown. You had been at his last concert in Beijing. You saw him cry and saw that totally real Shuhan moment. I wonder if I based this off a video now that I think about it. Okay. It was easy to find him when he was in EXO because you could just look up their schedule. But now he could be anywhere in Beijing just walking around. And finding him in there would be like finding a needle in a haystack. When you came home from school one afternoon, your parents had a very serious talk with you. They told you that your father's company had gone oh gosh, it's one of those tropes. Am I getting sold to Luhan in this story? Okay, so they told you that your father's company had gone bankrupt and they needed your help in order to keep the house. You had no idea what they meant until they handed you a flyer. It was for a Rubik's Cube competition and the grand prize was $500,000. They knew you were amazing at Rubik's Cubes, but honestly, you only learned it since Luhan was so good at it. That's also why you joined a soccer club. You accepted the offer and began preparing for the competition. The day of the competition, you wore your limited edition Luhan hoodie for luck. You won matches easily. You made it to the semifinals and won. Now you were in the finals against a boy. And he was wearing the exact same hoodie as you. Weird. You took a deep breath and got pumped up. You looked over at your opponent and he caught your eyes. Those eyes are so familiar, but where have I seen them? He has deer-like eyes. Wait, deer? Deer? Luhan is a deer? Wait. Oh my god, I called him Lulu. Lulu? You said to yourself, you kept staring at him. Luhan? You mouthed at him? He just sent you that natural wink and you started hyperventilating. I think I wrote this about me, this be me. Your vision became blurry and it was hard to breathe. You suddenly fell, but your fall was softened. You looked up and saw Luhan so close and holding you, but that only caused you to faint. You woke up in a room you'd never seen before. You sat up and saw Luhan walking towards you. You began to hyperventilate again and he just said to you, "Yeah, I'm a human too. Stop freaking out." Instantly calmed down and looked at him. Now that you're normal, I can tell you why I brought you here. I brought you here because I think you are very cute and talented and I want you to be my 여친. So like the slang for girlfriend in Korea, 여자친구, just 여친. You were completely shocked. Your ultimate bias was asking you out. With wide eyes, you just nodded. By the way, here's the prize money. I won? You asked in disbelief. No, I did by default. I just figured you'd want it. I don't need it since I'm like the Prince of China. He said proudly, more like the princess, you mumbled. Yeah, I'm manly, he shouted at you. Sure, if that helps you sleep at night, Lou, you said smirking. Yeah, he shouted and began to chase you around the house. You two had the cutest relationship ever. That one was hard to read. Ow, that one really hurt my pride. I'm sorry. The next one we're gonna go into is BTS Jungkook. You had been dating Jeon Jungkook from BTS for almost a year now. You moved in together in an apartment close to Big Hit Entertainment. You worked at a restaurant not too far from it also. You sometimes felt jealous when he would flirt with fans, but he always told you that it was only fan service and that he only liked you. But he hasn't said that he loves you yet. Oh, he's lying, right guys? Like, we already know men are trash. We're gonna go with Karen. Karen is going to be our girl for Jungkook. Jungkook came home and couldn't find you. Karen, are you home? He checked everywhere but couldn't find you. He was about to leave and check the restaurant when he heard you squeal. He walked into your room and made his way to open it. There was music blasting, you giggling and squealing. There was also a guy talking in a deep voice. He couldn't take it anymore. He barged in and prepared to see you cheating on him, but only found you sitting on your bed with your laptop. Your cheeks were stained light pink and you looked so innocent, but he still had his mind wrapped around the fact that you were cheating on him. What are you doing? He asked. Hey babe, when did you get home? Oh, I'm just watching a video. He ran to your closet and threw it open. Where is he? Where's the guy? Who is he? He asked over and over again. Oh, you mean the voice. He's on my computer. He's in the video. Who is he? He asked again. It's G-Dragon. G-Dragon doesn't have a deep voice. I don't know why I wrote that, but we all know. His expression totally changed from anger to joy. 진짜? G-Dragon? Move over, he said and pushed you off the bed. You looked up and saw him fanboying. Yeah, you pay more attention to him than me. Shh! He gestured at you. Aish, what a great boyfriend, you mumbled walking into the living room. You laid on the couch and quickly fell asleep. I would have taken my laptop back. Ain't nobody taking G-Dragon videos away from me. You woke up a while later. You were on Jungkook's bed and his arms were... Well, do you guys have separate beds? Was that a good relationship? I don't think Karen and Jungkook had a good relationship if they lived together and had separate beds. So you were on Jungkook's bed and his arms were around you. He was speaking to you. Karen, I know you're mad. It's just so funny. I can't take the name Karen seriously. Okay. Karen, I know you're mad at me, but don't be. I'm just a big fanboy of G-Dragon. 미안해, 자기. 미안해, 자기. I love you. He finally said it. Oh right, he had never said he loved her. He finally said it. You flipped over and sat on him. Ooh, getting spicy real quick. You quickly pressed your lips to his, leaving him quite surprised. I love you too, you whispered. I have a surprise for you next week. And he did. The next week, he took you to Big Bang's concert. G-Dragon had pulled you on the stage and hugged you. Then Jungkook ran up and ran up on stage and yelled, her boyfriend wants a hug too. You and G-Dragon stared at him weirdly as he hugged G-Dragon. Aish, what a great boyfriend. That one was okay. That one wasn't too bad. So the last fanfiction that I'm going to read today is going to be of GOT7 Jackson. This one is actually a series. It has 2 parts, I think. So be sure to leave in the comments down below if you guys want to hear the second part to this story. But here we go. Her name is my favorite name that was requested, Bathilda. Here we go. You and Jackson were the best of friends since young. You were neighbors, classmates, and fencing partners. Unfortunately, you were diagnosed with leukemia. Oh, that's sad. Unfortunately, you were diagnosed with leukemia as a child. You had to leave Hong Kong to get special treatment in America. The day you had left had broke Jackson's heart. Sure, you were both young, but he loved you and cared for you. It's been 9 years since you were gone to America and Jackson was still waiting for you. Although he was an idol in Korea, he always asked his He always asked his mom if you had returned, but the answer was always no. One day, his mother called him to tell him that she had seen you walking through a market in Hong Kong. Jackson was so happy you were finally home. He told his mom to organize a family reunion and to invite you. The next day, his mom called him back and gave him terrible news. She had invited you, but you didn't know who she was. You had told her that you had gotten in a car accident and lost your oldest memories. Jackson's heart fell. He realized that he didn't exist in your world. His mom told him that she had arranged a date between you two at the fencing studio that you had first met at. She also tried her best to make the house the way it was before you had left. Wow, how long has it been again? 9 years. This lady remembers how her house looked 9 years. What if you had an additional room? Did you break it down or something, lady? She wanted Jackson to come to Hong Kong and help you remember your past. This part doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. Disclaimer. I was a kid and I was inspired by other fanfiction writers, so I kind of just had the same thoughts as them. And reading this next part definitely doesn't make sense at all, but We're going to go with it, and it's painful. I'm sorry. So Jackson booked the first flight to Hong Kong and flew to see you. He drove to the fencing studio and saw you standing outside. My, what a gorgeous woman you had become. You have long, dark hair. Oh my Oh, Bathilda's got long, dark hair. And still those innocent brown eyes. So she's still innocent. That means she hasn't had a boyfriend yet. Yes, Jackson thought. He walked towards you and extended his hand and said, hello, I'm Jackson. You hesitantly shook it and said, I'm Bathilda. I'm Bathilda. You cocked your head and tried to remember who was this cute, goofy guy. Shall we go in? He asked, extending his hand for you to take. Again, you hesitantly accepted it and entered the arena. I don't know what a fencing studio looks like. I've never been, so things might be wrong. It might not even be called an arena. It was quiet and empty. That way you could focus on remembering your past. You looked around and took it all in. A wave of memories hit you, most of them containing a cute young boy and his unique laugh. You opened your eyes and gasped. You had never experienced that many memories at once. You turned to Jackson and stared at him. What? He asked you. I think I remember you, Jackson. He engulfed you in a hug unexpectedly. You blushed immediately. Jackson, let go of me. He quickly let go and apologized. I'm sorry. I said that I think I remember you. I'm not quite sure yet. He smiled his goofy smile. I have just the thing then, he said excitedly and dragged you to his car. Oh, she's getting kidnapped. He drove you to a small house and helped you out if the car. Okay, Bathilda, we're here. Where's here? You asked. My house. He ran up the steps and knocked on the door. The lady you had met at the market opened the door. Oma! Jackson yelled and engulfed her in a hug. 안녕하세요, Mrs. Wang. Your house is so lovely. She smiled and let you guys in. My throat is burning. This is too much cringe. Jackson gave you a tour of the house and you started to remember a lot, but Jackson had saved best for last. His room. Ooh, what were they doing in this room? Weren't they kids? He knew that you guys were in there 85% of the time. Oh, see, my boy knows his statistics. He was just like, well, if we spend time at the fencing arena and school, 85% of the time we gotta be in my room. He even gave you your first kiss there. Okay, this is like not even possible. He slowly opened the door and you almost fell down from the enormous wave of memories of your childhood. You entered and closed your eyes trying to remember. Bathilda, Jackson called you. You opened your eyes and bulged them as he placed his lips on yours. You nearly fainted as the memories in your head became clear. That doesn't happen. At least I don't think so. It happens in movies. You even remembered your first kiss, which Jackson just gave you again. So this girl's never been kissed in the 9 years that she went to America? He pulled back and held your hands. Well? He asked while staring at you intently. I'm dead. I just have to get through this. This is the last one. Come on, push through. You tickled him and he laughed that cute, weird laugh. Just like in your memories. Oppa! You yelled and jumped into his arms. You looked up and kissed him passionately. Someone coughed awkwardly. You turned to see his mom at the doorway smiling. Remember me now, dear? She asked you. Oma or Imo? I don't think I know how to spell. You yelled and ran to hug her. You and Jackson had started going out secretly since he was in GOT7 and you stayed in Hong Kong with his mom. About 6 months later, Mrs. Wang organized a family reunion. You wore a simple dress to it. You were mingling with others as a pair of muscular arms slid around your waist, back hugging you. Oppa, you said and turned to kiss Jackson. He pecked your lips and looked at you mischievously. What? You asked, smirking back at him. He pulled you to the center of the dance floor and ran to grab a mic. I thought it was a small family reunion. Why is there mics? Hello everyone, this is my beautiful girlfriend, Bathilda. We will be doing something very special tonight. Enjoy. He said and quickly made his way back to you. He handed you a side sword. He then suddenly pulls out his I'm dead. He then suddenly pulls out his own and yells, on guard. Because they were fencing partners. I'm dumb. Why did I do this to myself? Why did people read this? Why was this a thing? You began to spar and lunge at each other, neither one of you backing down. He knocked your sword out of your hand and lunged at you. You closed your eyes preparing to be struck. So this girl was just about to let herself get stabbed. She's like, oh, hit me. You knocked my sword out. I'm ready to be shanked. But instead, you hear everyone gasp. She's dead, guys. That's what happened. She got stabbed. Everybody's like, Jackson's side sword was an inch away from your eyes. Oh. At the end of it was a beautiful diamond ring. You looked at Jackson and he said, Bathilda, I am your past, present, and I want to be your future. Marry me. You teared up and nodded. He slid the ring on your finger using his sword. And kissed you passionately as his family went crazy. And then there's a part 2. That's a happy ending, so I'm not sure what happens in part 2, guys, but I feel like it has something to do with what she was doing in America. That was painful. I want this to be a series, but I'm not sure if I could handle this cringe of myself. So I do apologize for my cringy writing, but I thought this would be a really fun thing to read on camera. I do have a lot more stories left, and if you guys go to my Instagram that I'm gonna put right here, this is my Instagram. If you guys go to my Instagram, I'm gonna have a poll again about which stories we should hear in the next video. So that's all I have for you guys for today. I hope this was a little bit amusing. It made me laugh. It made me like, I don't know, like nervously sweat. I didn't think I'd ever read these. I didn't think these still existed. Also at Instagram, if you ever take this page down, just wait till I finish this series at least, because I don't have the login for this and it's out there and it can never be deleted, I suppose. Let me know what you guys thought was the best story of them all down in the comments. Also, let me know what kind of other videos you guys want to see. Remember that we still have my giveaway going on. It lasts all summer. We're officially in June, so there's 2 months left. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!